What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, my friends, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, how's everybody doing today? Y'all doing good? Well, that's good. I'm so happy to always take the time and just chop it up with you all, my friends, you, the listeners, the viewers out there. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to stay tuned and stay up to speed what's happening here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, we're just having a conversation where I speak on trending news. Of course, we're in a political season right now, so we're talking a lot of politics and pop culture, a little bit of everything. On today's conversation, as mentioned last show, we did not come across to speak on Elon Musk. Billionaire Elon Musk is doing a $1 million giveaway. So we're going to talk about to see if it's legal or not, because he's doing so basically until election day, right? He's giving people $1 million to sign a petition. Now, I ain't gonna lie, $1 million sound good right about now in my pocket. Now, it's mainly in like swing states. So swing states, I believe, like Pennsylvania, Arizona. Let me see. I think Missouri is one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Nevada. There's about 10. There's more than 7, I think, swing states, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll talk a little more on that. Also, famous influencer Brittany Renner, who's always been known to be very vulgar, be more famous of her personality. Sometimes she's funny, sometimes she's like off the wall. Where did that come from? Then also sometimes she's just, again, making success as a model, as a I guess you can call it a OnlyFans model, right? She's made tons of money. She has since then transitioned to Islam, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well. She said that she has made tremendous lows in her salary. Her salary cap has hit a decrease after transitioning to Islam, because guess what? She's not showing a lot of skin either. Now it's unfortunate. As far as her now getting the big picture that, oh, I made money mainly off of my body and not even being clear-headed, and now the truth comes out. So it's very unfortunate. We'll talk a little more about that too within the show. And also former CEO of, I always get this I always get it mispronounce this name, Abercrombie and Fitch CEO charged with sex trafficking, over a dozen victims, prosecutor says. So we'll talk a little more on that as well. And what else we got going on? I want to talk about politicians who switch parties. Some people say flip-flop, right? You might start off as a registered this, and then you switch off maybe within your political career, maybe post-political career. I want to talk about it because I've come across a lot of voters who are not a fan of the flip-flop, right? So say, for example, if this candidate is now running as a member of the party that you happen to be registered in, they're not all the way leaning towards their direction, because they're like, ooh, how true can it be? Is this individual honest? Will they do the same thing to us in the future? Will they go back? Like, is this just a way to scam us all into getting that vote, getting in office, and you're gonna switch back? Like, it's talks happening. So we're gonna talk about that here on the show as well. Again, my friends, you are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Do me a favor, be sure to follow us on social media at the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram, the Arrington Gavin Show on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can also tune into new episodes of this program weeknights, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show on the streaming platforms of YouTube as well as Rumble. And this show is also being aired on our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. over in the Dallas, Georgia area. So we continue to grow. We have a following out there in Georgia, and we are very fortunate. We are very fortunate to have the growth happening with this show. We are a very independent, unbiased platform, and again, we're just here just to uh keep it real with you. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. We're just here to keep it real with you up front, straight shot, no chaser, and we're just gonna again uh have that conversation, not really just throwing stuff at you, but we're having a conversation. So again, my friends, multiple ways you can tune into the platform. And yeah, I think that's all I got for you so far. Before I move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin show, like our friends over at Ingenious Gin. That's right, Ingenious Gin is a black owned, veteran owned spirit with the unique spin of the original gin. This amazing spirit you can enjoy when you're fellowshipping with friends, celebrating if you're going through a bad breakup. Any time of the day, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin. Now, look, I'm a bourbon and whiskey connoisseur, okay? Bourbon and whiskey is my go-to. But I will tell you this, there is only one gin that I will ever enjoy on the rocks, straight, in an amazing, in a cocktail, and that is Ingenious Gin, okay? For more information about Ingenious Gin, you can visit them on their website, www.ingeniousgin.com. You can also find them in your local Spirit or ABC stores, depending on which state you're in. Hey, grab yourself a bottle. Again, veteran-owned, black-owned Spirit. It is so good, so smooth. Here, if you're watching this right now as we're streaming this episode, you can see at the bottom of the screen, there's a 20% off coupon code at checkout if you shop online. Again, that's www.ingeniousgin.com. Do me a favor, my friends. Please make sure to drink responsibly. All right, my friends, look, we're going to head to a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. What's happening, my friends? What's happening? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Look, you know what we got to do first. We got to start off with our fun fact of the day. Fun fact of the day. So check this out. Did you guys know that the Leaning Tower of Pisa never stood up straight? Now, if you're unfamiliar with what the Tower of Pisa is, that is the very popular known tower in Italy that literally leans. People always get a picture with it. It's like their version of the Eiffel Tower, and it is very historic. I think it was established, if I'm not mistaken, when was this bad boy built? All right, not coming across when it was built. Was completed in 1372. 1372. So, yeah, that was your fun fact. So for any of you guys out there curious, like, I wonder if it ever stood straight. What would have made it lean? What was the reason? No, that bad boy was built leaning. So they got some tremendous architects and builders out there in Italy. Because again, for this to be over 600 years old and still standing strong is pretty remarkable. So, yeah, that was your fun fact of the day. Let's go ahead and move it forward. Start off with some pop culture. I would like to bring up Miss Brittany Renner. Miss Brittany Renner. Let me see here. Brittany Renner, for those who are unfamiliar who she is, again, a very well-known social media influencer. She has made millions off of her videos, doing humorous stuff. Again, she's a very attractive, beautiful young lady, and she has been, endorsed with other, companies as an ambassador, mainly fitness wear, swimsuits, you name it. And she's been doing that for quite some years. Now, this is a report. I'm going to play you a soundbite a little later, but I'm going to read you this reported by Black Enterprise. It says here that Brittany Renner reveals how her finances have crumbled since she became a devoted Muslim. Brittany Renner is revealing how much life has crumbled since making a complete 180 from her former Instagram model reality star persona to a devoted Muslim. Now, the Basketball Wives alum took to Instagram not too long ago, if I can, okay, to provide a candid update on the current status of her life since devoting herself to the Muslim religion. Now, let me go ahead and find that clip for you before I read more into this article. Where are you? Guys, before you know it, I'm gonna have here we go. All righty. Stand by as I get this soundbite for you. Now, this is the message that Brittany Renner, I think I said Brittany Grinder not too long, like a few seconds ago. I meant Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner gives this updated on her social media ever since transitioning from to Muslim. So here's what she had to say about how that process is going.
What made you choose Islam? I didn't. I am a human with very limited power and awareness, but I have learned that God selects who he wills for his mercy. So let's start there, for those of you who don't think I'm qualified, okay? A lot of you claim to know my life story, why I do what I do. Well, then you would know that for quite a while I've been suffering. When did you notice that my smile began to look like a strain? And when you noticed, did you reach out? Okay. I've been in search of the truth my whole life, looking for some sort of guidance in the stars, astrology, numerology. But the truth is, the only guidance is God's guidance. And when you don't live for God, you live for others. My life has been a reflection of that. I have profited off my body, beauty, antics, often drunken, giving myself to the world, hoping for something back, wondering why I'm feeling empty, comfortable in my misery because I have known no other way. Mountains were moved in my life. We as humans would call them miracles, but to God, God wills and it is. It's not a miracle. It's another day at the office. At that point, how could I deny the truth? Because when those mountains started being moved, it was only because of prayer and acknowledging our Creator. That was the only difference. Islam is the only religion I've been drawn to. And when I got the call that it was time, I took my Shahada August 5th, hadn't looked back. All I know is utter devotion. So to put the hijab on, to change, it's nothing. Done. Allah has been answering my questions along the way. He called me to this faith for a reason, and I will not question it. You know when people say it would take an act of God? Okay, well, here you have it. And for those of you who are confused, I'm not surprised, because most of you are double-minded. The man who is double-minded is unstable in all his ways. For once in my life, doing this for me, to be right in the eyes of Allah, to die in full submission to Allah when it's time, is my only goal. And whatever stage Allah calls me to, I would be much obliged to take the well of wisdom that I have acquired with me and to do what I've been called to do. Because I have been gifted this platform for a reason and I'm not going anywhere. Okay? Hope that answers some of you guys' questions. And may Allah make.
So, okay, here's my first response to this. I thought it was pronounced Islam, not Islam. So I know she's still new to the religion. Now I'm not a devoted Muslim. I'm look, Christian faith is the avenue I move forward to. I believe in one God, and that's Jesus Christ. Now I have nothing but the respect for people of the Muslim faith that have close friends, that have family that are involved in the in the Muslim faith. With Brittany Renner, I will say is that the last time I think I've heard from her was when she was on Shannon Sharp's podcast Club Shay Shay, and it was, to me, that episode was so sad because it seemed like somebody that was suffering through some personal issues, some personal battles, that just could not. I don't know. She was either covering it up with humor, with foul language, with like, if like people don't care. Like, really, she was saying stuff like, I was to the verge of, look, keep this girl in prayer. Like, I don't, you don't know what's next for her. You don't know what, you don't want to hear about her in the news or anything like that. You know what I mean? And so I'm happy to see that she has found something, found, faith that she says, hey, this was chosen for her. She was selected. This didn't, I didn't choose it. It chose me. Hey, let's, big ups to you. I will say, sometimes I think within that message, when people start getting so aggressive and almost like her response was still very much Brittany Renner. Like, for you double-minded people that just don't understand, like, why are you already starting off with the bashing, the like, oh, you're battling other people, but you're battling yourself. You know what I mean? Don't start pointing the finger at others. They don't care. I could care less what other people think about me, right? I hope that you think the same, Brittany. I don't have a following like she does. All right. So it's hard to try to avoid the clapback to her haters when you have well over 1 million followers on social media, and again, that was your prime source of income, was like she said, using her body, beauty, antics, often not even sober, making profit of it. I mean, my friends, the sad thing is, I want to believe that this is a true testament, right? I really hope that she gets better and this is her moving on the right path, because for one, I doubted somebody would do something to like this for a brand boost, especially to insult or use a religion as like a again, as a upgrading your brand, which I think, even though she's saying that she's seen a drastic decrease from her income, from her pockets, because now she's a covered individual now. Okay, that her mouth, her humor, that's still there, and look at how many others she can really help those in need, that is fighting a battle that says, hey, look, join us, enter into Islam, and Allah will take care. You know what I mean? Like, she could be a great motivational speaker, that can, in my opinion, help a lot of lives. For real. I mean, I'm not lying. I think she could really do some good with this new found transformation. And I think, hey, I think it's good. I think it's good. I will be honest, I'm a skeptic. I don't automatically believe things, first and foremost when I see it. Like when I first heard about this, I'm like, how true is this? Is this accurate? I don't know about this one. I gotta keep my eye on this one. Let me keep my eye on the story, see how authentic this is, how true she really is to this transition. Let's see here. I'm trying to read some more from this Black Enterprise article. Um, uh, no, nothing really. So it says here, okay, she still has her old Fashion Nova modeling pics on her page, likely due to contractual obligations. Makes sense. But more recently, her Fashion Nova promo post showed her modeling Nova men and full coverings along with her hijab. It's a bold move in the former reality star. Okay, okay. Um, that's right. Okay, they bring up this Club Shay Shay interview because she spoke on her body count. Uh, Body count meaning, for those who are kind of square, body count meaning number of individuals she slept with. All right, that's what they're talking about when they call it body count. Um, yeah, I think it would be a good follow up. I think I would love to invite her on the show to share more about her story. Um, Again, you will never really understood it if you don't talk to the source being her. And so I again, she's had a lot of things that has occurred throughout her life. And if this is the new Brittany Renner, hey, I got nothing but respect for her. And yeah, congrats. That's what I have to say about that. Congrats. Let's see here, my friends, how we're looking with time. Let's go on to another commercial break, but before we do that, let's acknowledge another proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin show, our friend Mr. Bernardo Johnson. Bernardo Johnson is the founder of Bernardo Menswear, located in Norfolk, Virginia. That is an image of his storefront over in MacArthur Mall, in the heart of downtown Norfolk, Virginia. First floor, by the way. Bernardo's Menswear keeps you swagged out from head to toe. As a entrepreneur, business owner, branding, image is everything to me. I always want to make sure I have the right threads, and he is an individual that makes sure I keep looking fresh. You know what I mean? Got to keep up with the times. And so he has again amazing uh 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 outfits, from business casual, formal, custom as well, and great footwear. So I highly recommend and check out Bernardo's Menswear. All you have to do is go to, if you're not in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, go visit him on his website, www.bernardosmenswear.com. Again, that's www.bernardomenswear.com. And if you're in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, visit him at his store location. Again, it's located in MacArthur Mall, located in downtown Norfolk. First floor, my friends, first floor. Again, we want to thank Bernardo's Menswear for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin show. Couldn't do it without him. My friends, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of the Arrington Gavin show. Don't go anywhere.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Hey. What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. Welcome back. All right. So we have next, excuse me. I wanted to bring up the $1 million giveaway that billionaire Elon Musk has committed to for people who, if I can find my soundbite, probably don't have it up right here. Anyways, no big deal. I have my notes right here. I'll read it from here. Elon Musk came out, which I'm not gonna lie, Elon Musk is a very interesting individual. Now, not just saying that because he's literally damn near could hit a trillionaire status. That's an article I read not too long ago that his net worth is really increasing rapidly to the point where he can be the first ever trillionaire of our lifetime. Can you imagine that? A trillionaire, a trillion. People are even having complications saying it because we never said it before like that. A trillionaire. He is a huge supporter of Donald Trump. It started up after the first assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump, and it since then built this strong relationship where it's, you know, him on the campaign trail. You got RFK Jr., you got Tulsi Gabbard, you have a slew of individuals. I mentioned last episode, you know, Trump has some supporters, black supporters, that is, that are influential individuals. Now, I wouldn't really call them influential because I don't think they have an influence, a positive influence that is in the black community. But I mentioned former Steelers players, Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Also, they had up here the former boxer Hitman. Is it Hitman Hearns? I think it was. Let me actually play you this sound bite. Was when he gave his endorsement. Trick speaks at a Donald Trump rally, so he endorsed him. A lot of people in hip hop, a lot of black people in hip hop has come out endorsing Donald Trump. Even, you know, just people in general that has recently been giving clemency from prison, like oh Lord, one of the former founders of Death Row Records, Harry O, Mike, I think Mike Harris is his name, Mike Harry O Harris, something like that. Yeah, he came out endorsing Donald Trump. Yes, Thomas Hitman Hearns, he joined Trump recently at on stage speaking at his rally, and it was actually on Hearns' birthday. And here's the thing, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is just my honest opinion. Ain't nobody been asking about, oh, how Tommy Hearns is doing. What's he up to lately? No. He had a successful career. You know, you if you see him, you're like, hey, look, that's celeb. But no, he's not relevant right now. I'm sorry, but he's not relevant. People do a lot of stuff to get that attention back, to get that spark, that, oh, you didn't forget about me. Like, when Trump first ran, I know he had Don King, one of the biggest crooks, in my opinion, in the sport of boxing. He had Don King on stage talking, and he still got his crown. He still got the hair looking crazy. I don't know what. Don King endorsed him because here's the thing. People they look at Trump as, oh, he gonna help us out with some good tax breaks. It's all about money, y'all. It's all about money. It's all about the almighty dollar. Hitman Hearns, what has Hitman Hearns done lately? Exactly. And look, this right here will just spark up a new younger fan base, a more fresher fan base, people that he just says, hey, look, I'm relevant again. Hey, I'm gonna speak to this. I don't even want to hear. I don't even want to hear, because the last time I heard Hitman Hearns talk, I was squinting too hard because I was trying to understand what he was saying. And I do not want to ruin you guys' ears for that, so I won't even play that clip. But I'm going off the rail. Let me go back to what's his name? Lord, damn, what's the Elon Musk. Good gracious, I cannot get my words out to save my life. He recently is offering a $1 million award per day for swing state voters. Now the question is this legal? Because anytime I look at somebody offering money to voters, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it is I don't think it's allowed. I mean, I thought it wasn't. I mean, I'm not too familiar as far as how does that process goes in the world of politics, but I do know that bribery is a huge crime that's involved in politics. I mean, come on, do I have to go back to a few episodes ago when I was talking about politicians that's got caught up in bribery? No, I'm not gonna do that. But let me read you this article reported by the Associated Press. Says here that Elon Musk, the billionaire founder of Tesla and SpaceX and owner of X, which you can actually, you can check us out on X, by the way. Follow the Arrington Gavin Show. Who's gone all in on Republican Donald Trump's candidacy for the White House. Now, has already committed to at least $70 million to help the former president. Now he's pledging to give away $1 million $1 million a day to voters for signing his Political Action Committee petition backing the Constitution. The giveaway is raising questions and alarms among some election experts who say it is a violation of the law to link a cash handout to signing a petition that also requires a person to be registered to vote. Now, Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, the state's former attorney general, expressed concern about the plan recently. He quotes, "I think there are real questions with how he is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into pockets of Pennsylvanians. That is deeply concerning," he told NBC's Meet the Press not too long ago. Now, here's a question Associated Press asks. What is Musk doing? What is he doing? It says here that Musk promised that he would give away, $1 million a day until November 5th elections for people signing the PAC's petition supporting the First Amendment, which protects freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment, which is the right to keep a bear arms. Now, I'll be honest, I can see why the First Amendment one matters to him. He owns X, a platform where he wants to encourage people, speak freely off your mind. Everybody's welcome. X has now starting to turn out to be a platform for the strong far right conservatives, okay, like the far right. And because so many people during a period was getting banned, conservative voices was getting banned, including at that time then President Donald Trump. Elon Musk is like, no, I want to buy this and I want to make it this the unfiltered app, basically the unfiltered, uncensored platform. And it has become a platform for people that has, in my opinion, spewed hate speech. Now, there's starting to be so many competitive platforms now that is somewhat similar to how X, again, formerly known as Twitter, was created. And they're starting to make secondary ones that has a little more censorship on them. Now, I'm an advocate of freedom of speech, right? I totally agree that you should have the opportunity to speak freely and speak what's on your mind. But again, hate speech is different. Hate speech is totally different. Now, people might say, well, all speech is free speech, in my opinion, right? No, because if someone says something that might piss you off, or somebody might say something that directs your appearance or directs your culture, your ethnicity, your family, you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to want to report that, right? All righty then. So let me move it on. The Second Amendment, I really don't see how that's important to Elon. Yeah, he might enjoy firearm, but Elon, you're a freaking billionaire. Why do you carry? No, you don't. You got security. Come on now. Let's be honest here. He awarded a check during an event recently in Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania, to a man identified as John Dreher. A message left with a number listed for Dreher was not returned. Musk gave out another check later on in that weekend. Says here that the broader contents. Okay, so Musk American PAC has launched a tour of Pennsylvania critical. Let's see here. Pushing. Okay, the PAC is also pushing to persuade voters to other key states. It's not the first offer of the cash organizations has made. Musk has posted on X, the platform he purchased as Twitter before renaming it, that he would offer people $47 and then $100 for referring others to register and signing the petition. Trump, who was campaigning recently, was asked to give away. I haven't followed that. Yeah, whatever. Okay, here's where we get to the nitty gritty. Okay, the issue they asked the question, what's the issue of that? Okay, so some election law experts are raising red flags about the giveaway. Brendan Fisher, a campaign finance lawyer, said the latest iteration of Musk giveaway approaches a legal boundary. That's because the PAX is required registration as a precautionate to a prerequisite to become eligible for the $1 million check. Now, there would be a few doubts about the legalities if every Pennsylvania-based petition signer were eligible, but conditioning the payments on the payments on registrations arguably violates the law. That's what Fitcher says in an email. Now, another person, Rick Hansen, a UCLA law school political science professor, wow, that's a hell of a title, went further. He pointed to the law that prohibits paying people for registering to vote or for voting. If all was doing was paying people to sign the petition, that might be a waste of money. But there's nothing illegal about it, Hansen said in a telephone interview. The problem is that the only people eligible to participate in this giveaway are the people who are registered to vote, and that makes it illegal. All right, lastly, my friends, I'm going to just give one more contents from let's see here. How am I looking? What time? Actually, no, I'll keep it right there. So I'll give my 2 cents. I look at this as desperate times call for desperate measures. I think Elon's like, look, Donald, your mouth is not going to get you in the White House. Money is. Seriously, that's what's going to get him in the White House. Money. If you ask every strong Trump supporter or people that are just even undecided that's leaning towards Trump, the first thing they say is economy. You realize $200 doesn't get you what $200 used to get you. That they're bringing up the economy, the money, tax breaks, you name it. So now you see again one of the wealthiest individuals of our lifetime, Elon Musk, now shelling out money, especially like $1 million to keep. I mean, come on now. We live in a very money hungry society. That is going to attract a lot of voters. Now, me personally, I feel like that's unfair because Harris already has the popular vote. But again, they have to build up the votes, electoral college, especially in these key states, PA, Nevada, Missouri, I know there's another one. Arizona. There's a few other swing states I can't think of at the moment, but when you start tossing out money, to me that's when it gets kind of sketchy. And look, at the end of the day, Trump don't need no more violations. The man is Mr. Violations. He's Mr. 34 counts. He's Mr. Lawsuits. He's Mr. Everything. I'm serious. Like, it's just so much controversy, so much bad just happens just around that man, doesn't it? Yeah, so we will continue to tune in and chime in on this a little more. But Elon is, in my opinion, somebody that has no, well, I can't say that because it's a free country. He has all the rights to whoever he wants to vote for, especially going on the campaign trail. But he's just I'm using the word again from Governor Wall. It's just weird. Like that time when he was jumping on the stage behind Trump, like it's just weird. Like he's just, hey, people love me again. Because I'll be honest, them Tesla cars are hideous, especially the Tesla truck. Ugh, looks like a freaking roach on wheels. Like it's the weirdest looking vehicle. And I'm not for all electric. I'll do a hybrid, but I can't do all electric. But I don't know. He's just iffy in my opinion. I really want to say he's quite iffy. Anyways, let me move on, my friends. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? How am I looking on time? We got about 20 minutes. Let's see here. So I want to talk about. I would like to talk about flip flopping, right? Switching parties. So I have seen, at least the past few years, we've seen politicians, long-standing politicians of their significant party, all of a sudden say, "Hey, I'm leaving the party." I won't even say the last few years, probably the last 6 years, 6 or 7 years. We've seen people that are I was a standing um Democrat, or I was a long standing Republican. Now all of a sudden I see issues happening within my party and I am leaving. We've seen it happen with um Kristen Sinema, US Senator out of Arizona. She was a Democrat a long time, elected into office as a Democrat. She's left to become an independent. Likewise, Senator Manchin out of West Virginia. Joe Manchin, I think this is his name. Another Democrat, longstanding Democrat. He is now a independent. We've seen we've seen Republicans. Okay, we've seen Republicans go third party and really starting to move away. I mean, you still see guys like Michael Steele. He's still a Republican. In my opinion, Liz Cheney is eventually going to start leaning towards third party because, again, the Republican Party now is MAGA. All right, that's the MAGA party. RFK, longstanding Democrat, independent. Tulsi Gabbard, Democrat. Now she's an independent, which I think she's going to become she's a far right in my opinion. She's leaning very, very right as an independent, in my strong opinion. But we've seen, the mayor of Dallas, Texas. He was elected as a Democrat, changing to a Republican. Vernon Jones, the former representative out of Georgia. He transitioned from a Democrat to a Republican. A lady out of Georgia, I think another lady out of Georgia that's on that. I forget her name, but I know she's a congresswoman. She became the first African American in office, first African American female in office as a Republican, which is Georgia. I mean, let's be honest, you don't see a lot of black female Republicans on there, but she switched here in my home city, in my hometown of Chesapeake, Virginia. We've had an elected official, my dear friend, Councilman Don Kerry, elected. He first was endorsed when he was in city council as a Republican. He ran for a state delegate as a registered Republican. He ran in the Republican primaries. He has since then switched to a Democrat, and he's now running for mayor. Now, it's very rare you see people leave the Republican Party to the Democratic Party. I will say that's pretty rare of what I've noticed lately. But I've seen people again leave the Democratic Party, go independent, or leave the Republican Party, go independent. Why I'm bringing this up is because you have voters that there's not fans of the flip flop. They're not fans of the whole back and forth. They're not fans of the all of a sudden you're a Democrat now. Like I don't know how. I don't know about you're a Republican now. I don't know how I can trust you. How do I know that you are being honest with us, because you literally was elected into office in under one affiliate and now you're switching party? Like, I can understand when people are not for the okie doke, right? I understand that. But look, there's been so many people that has switched even back in the day. I want to say Hillary Clinton used to be a Republican. Elizabeth Warren used to be a Republican, okay? There's been so many individuals that would start off at one party and they've probably retired, or they're leaning more towards another one. Because look, times change every single day, every single election cycle. The way the atmosphere, the way the political scene is, it is changing. It's a whole new brand. I had a conversation with a gentleman by the name of Chris Hines. He's the co-host of it's a show with Nick Freitas. He's a delegate out here in Virginia. Oh God, I'm forgetting his podcast to save my life. But he was just saying how there's starting to be a shift in politics with you have more Republicans, longstanding Republicans leaning more liberal. I mean, look at Geraldo Rivera, Republican for many years, but I consider him more very, very liberal. It wouldn't surprise me if he leans independent or even Democrat. I mean, really, it wouldn't surprise me. But I just want to have this conversation with you all, the listeners and the viewers out there. Don't ever, if someone makes a change, yes, you have the right to question them and ask them why. But when those questions are asked and met, then, and especially if they start lining on more of your values and voting for you at all costs, like, support them. And I say this because I still will hear people talk about, again, a good friend of mine who did the change. Now look, I'm an independent. I supported him when he was running for state delegate as a Republican because I stood by him, his values. Yeah, I didn't care if he had an R or a D in front of his name. What was his values? I knew where his heart was. And that's the thing. He has stood by, even as a Republican, he stood by Democrats for since in office, really. He has. So I'm trying to understand, like, people, why are you so like, I'm not? And that's sometimes what bugs me with Democrats, because it's like Democrats are always they're quick to criticize their own, which, don't get me wrong, keep their feet to the fire, right? Don't like just get lazy with it. But when it's in the heat of the moment, when it's time to win, you pick the right time to start criticizing your own rather than doing what the Republicans do. Republicans be like, all right, we'll talk later about that, but let's get this dub. I mean, that was my whole frustration with Nina Turner, former state senator out of Ohio. She's also a Democrat. She criticized Barack Obama for his comments that he made towards a room full of black men in regards to, for those who are undecided on possibly voting for Kamala Harris. Like, for me, that did not help the case. Now I understand she's black leaning, all right, that she's pro black, and I love it too. I love it. Hey, I support my own just like how she does. But at the end of the day, I don't think that was helping the case, especially in this election cycle. To me, it's almost a form of gaslighting, because you still have a number of undecideds, not a large number, but you still have people that are undecideds, because at the end of the day, a vote's a vote. It can be 20 people out of a million that are undecided. Hey, a vote's a vote. You're trying to get all them votes. So when you bring up things like that, issues like that, to me, that's like a wall that prevents you from getting better. And so I'm not a fan of it. Now, if you are curious and be like, Arrington, what's your take on politicians that flip flop? Now, look, if they switch, if they do one switch, it to me, I just take it as a come to Jesus moment. It does not pay me any mind. Now, if Donald Trump says, I'm sorry for all that I've done and I want to go back to being a Democrat, would you accept me? You know what I'll be like? If I was a Democrat, I'll be like, I would say, hell no. Sir, you've caused too much hate in this world, too much issues. Hell to the no. What about independent? Could I be? Nope. Move it on. Bye. No. You caused too much hell. He's caused too much harm and too much conflict within our nation. So absolutely not. No. Nope. Not happening. Not happening. Let's see here, my friends. We are gonna do let's do one more commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our final story of the day. Again, you are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. My friends, don't go anywhere and do not change that dial. We'll be back.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
What is happening, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Look, as I mentioned earlier, this was breaking news. Former Abby, this word, former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, CEO charged with sex trafficking over a dozen victims. Let me go ahead and find this clip from ABC News that can give you a little more details on this, and I'll meet you on the other side.
And two others have been arrested as part of a criminal sex trafficking investigation by the FBI. Mike Jeffries was accused in civil lawsuits filed in 2023 of sexually exploiting young men at parties he held with his partner. Jeffries is credited with turning Abercrombie and Fitch into a fashion powerhouse, but has come under criticism in the past few years on accusations of discrimination and over-sexualizing male models. Jeffries' attorney says he will respond to the allegations after the indictment is unsealed and when appropriate. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer is joining me now for more on this. Brian, great to see you. We're expecting to hear more at a press conference around noon Eastern today, but what developments in the investigation do you think led to this arrest so many years later?
Absolutely. But first and foremost, as a disclosure, I have to say that I did work for Abercrombie's sister company, Hollister Co., as a model, both in terms of providing service for like finding clothes. I was one of the people standing outside with less clothes than you usually see me now, interviewing people and talking to people come in, and also I modeled for the bag. So I was not a part of this in any way, shape, or form, given that disclosure. But in terms of coming next, I think what's next is we're going to potentially see what the charges are, likely sex trafficking, see how many victims there are. And this could be, I think, very similar to what we saw with Sean Combs and the SDNY, that one civil lawsuit kind of opens the floodgates to more civil lawsuits, more charges, more allegations. And I think this is just a Pandora's box waiting to open.
So I know we're expecting more details around noon today, but what comes next here? What could be the next steps for these individuals?
So next would be Jeffries, Smith, and then anyone else connected with this case. They're going to be brought to the Eastern District of New York. I think this is specifically in Central Islip in Long Island. And then they will have those charges read to them. Now, when it comes to sex trafficking, there is a presumption of detention. And so there may be a request that bail is set. Here, it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not it is or is not. If bail is set, then Jeffries and Smith and others will be incarcerated while the case rolls out. Again, similar to what we're seeing in Sean Combs. If bail is not set, that'd be somewhat shocking. I think that'd be shocking to not our viewers, but also to Sean Combs, because he's going to try to piggyback off of that argument. But I think we're going to see a very similar case to what we saw of Sean Combs, R. Kelly, and even in some sense.
So, guys, one thing. So I'm pretty sure I've never bought any clothing from Abercrombie and Fitch. If I'm trying to backtrack because I remember middle school, high school, I was always, exploring like different types of clothes. Like, okay, which is really Arrington style, right? Which one okay, this is me right here. I'm pretty sure Abercrombie and Fitch was not one of them. Now, I did have an old buddy of mine from high school that was a model. I think part-time or something. He was one of those guys that was staying outside the door, with just jeans and no shirt on, right? It's a way of getting customers into the store. One thing I always can remember, because it's no longer open in my hometown. I've never seen an Abercrombie Fitch store in some years. It was always very dark and like dungeonous. Like when I used to walk by it. If that clip was a little hard to understand for some of y'all that was listening, I can read it more in content. So it was reported by ABC News. Again, the former CEO, Mike Jeffries, and 2 others were arrested recently as part of a criminal investigation into an alleged sex trafficking of more than a dozen victims. Now, according to FBI and federal prosecutors, now Jeffries and his partner Matt Smith and a third man, Jim Jacobson, are accused of operating an international sex trafficking and prostitution business that recruited young men for parties in the U.S. and abroad, according to the 16-count indictment. Now, the former retail executive and Smith were on their vast financial resources, Jeffries' power as the CEO of Abercrombie, and numerous people, including Jacobson, and a network of employees, contractors, and security professionals to run a business that was dedicated, to fulfilling their sexual desires and ensuring that their international sex trafficking and prostitution business was kept secret. Now, this is going to be an ongoing story. Again, it's disgusting, it's sick, it's sad. But you just, I mean, this is the evil that occurs in our society, and it's extremely, extremely unfortunate. And I pray to God that justice will be served in this. And when you see people in power, especially people in power, they think they're untouchable. They think that they were never, ever, ever, ever gonna, gonna get caught. They thought they can just get away with this and live on their happy life. No, sir. So that's a part of that abusive power. That's a part of this evilness. You see the greed, again, using your employees, right? People that are probably hurting for cash, didn't want to do it on their, they had to do it against their will, right? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And like I said, I hope, I pray justice will be served in this. It says here that Jeffrey was released on a $10 million bond. But again, this case is not over for them. We've seen a lot of, again, we're seeing right now with Sean Diddy Combs. His career is over. Harvey Weinstein, over. Robert Kelly, over. Bill Cosby, over. The list goes on and on, people. The list goes on and on. Hell, we have a man running for president that is lost in a civil suit for sexually assaulting a female, and that's a fact. But that's left-leaning prosecutors in a Democratic, that's the BS that's occurring just in the political scene. But there I go again, ranting off, my friends. Look, we will continue to talk more about this later on in the further episodes. But look, do me a favor, my friends. If you haven't, vote. It is election season. This is one of the most crucial elections of our lifetime. So much is at stake. Please get out, vote. If you haven't yet, take a friend, take 5 friends, take your whole family. Please get, if you haven't got registered, I'm pretty sure you're still available to get registered. But if not, just get out there and vote, y'all. Vote, 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 vote. Your vote is your voice. If you want to be heard, then look, you must get out there and vote. Y'all take care, my friends. Be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights. Available on podcasts, YouTube, and Rumble, as well as on our radio affiliate WDJY, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Take care, my friends. See you next time.